Thank you. Good afternoon on the John Mayaki Show today. My name is John Mayaki, your host. We want to appreciate your support on this show. This afternoon is another exciting episode of this show. You're going to enjoy it because we're going to be discussing issues that affect you politically. I'm glad to have you on the show today. The battle to clinch the party tickets to contest the 2023 senatorial elections is ripping through the ruling PDP and the Sean party in Edo State. There's a serious battle going on. And so one thing is common among both parties, the parties, PDP and APC. The sitting senators are all seeking a third term ticket. They want to go back. I'm sure you understand when the issue of third tenure came during the regime of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. In fact, it was like it's a do or die thing. Nobody wanted it. Although some persons wanted third tenure, but they killed that dream. And so Nigerians are not happy when they hear third tenure. Nigerians are not happy. So some other senators and legislators, House of Rep, they are on their fourth, fifth tenure system. In the east, in the north, there are a lot of guys who are in their fourth tenure, fifth tenure. I'm not sure if there's sixth tenure. There are in the north. They enjoy it. But in Edo State, there's a serious battle against third tenure. And Senator Ale Mekina wants third tenure. Senator Clifford Odia in the Central wants third tenure. Senator Matthew Rogide wants a third tenure. Quite interesting. Some say Senate is not their father's property. A lot of people say, no, what are you talking about? We're talking of first tenure. You have done 4 years. You have done 8 years. You are thinking of another what? The 12th year. You want to do 12 years in the National Assembly. People say no, that is third tenure violates established zoning formula. That in Edo North, there's a zoning formula around Akoko Edo, Onwa, and Esako. That in Edo Central, there's a zoning formula among the 5 local governments. That in Edo South, there's a zoning formula how each local government can have it turn by turn, so that there can be equity and fairness. That is the argument of some others. Some others say there's an existing zoning formula and gentleman's agreement. Sometimes unwritten agreement, understanding that, look, guys, in the north, you can have it. In the south, we can have it in the next term. In the central, we can have it the next term. Just as governorship is being zoned, Edo South, Edo Central, and Edo North. And so another factor shaping this race is the squabble within the PDP. There's a serious crisis in the PDP that is going to shape who gets what in the senatorial ticket. Don't forget that the governor, with his alleged phantom 500,000 members in the PDP, then which they are the new PDP guys. Then you have the Dan Obi, the aborigines of the PDP, they are there saying, no, Mr. Governor, we tell you what happens here. There's no harmonization. If you're coming with your people, stay there. We can take you into the party, but there's no party positions for you. There's a court case which stopped the governor from tampering with the ESCO in the state. And so all of this will shape who gets what. Just for instance, Danobi owns the structure of the PDP in Edo State, and so it is going to determine a lot of things on who gets what. Especially now that the reconciliation among them is ongoing, we want to see how the governor and Danobi are able to amicably resolve their issues. But for me, I think if you have an agreement with someone and the person negates it, there's no amount of trust you can trust such a person again. To if you give him a rope, if you give him a yard, it will take more than one. So I think the PDP guys have to be careful how they negotiate their way. But I'm happy if they are able to settle and let there be peace in Edo State. Because first of all, there have to be peace in Edo State so that development can thrive. Without peace, there's certainly not going to be there. And development affects everyone, both APC and PDP. For me, let there be development, and so I sue for peace. Okay, but again, with the APC, the opposition APC in the state, be able to put its house together. Put your house together to capitalize on the crisis in the PDP and stage a comeback. You know what I mean? You get your first 11 guys to say you in Edo North, you are going to contest because you are popular. You in Edo Central, you are going to contest because you are popular. And in the South, oh, we have so person. In all of this, I want to appeal to both parties to say, look for an opportunity to give women one slot in the National Assembly. Look for somebody, a female. Give the female a slot in the National Assembly. I want to also appeal for the House of Rep. Let's look for a female and let's sponsor 2 or 3 females in Edo State. Out of, I think, how many House of Rep? 9. We can have 3. 1 round. In Edo South 1, in Edo Central 1, in Edo North 1. Female. So that there can be this inclusion in all we do. And so, I want to appreciate you for joining me today to examine the issues in Edo South, in Edo Central, in Edo North. If you are there listening to us, the numbers are there to call. Call us, tell us, why do you think the present senator cannot get it in Edo North? Why do you think the present senator, Clifford Odia, in Edo Central cannot go? Why do you think that Senator Matthew Urugide, don't forget they are all distinguished senators, why do you think Senator Matthew Urugide cannot get it? Tell us and share your thought with us. And so we want to analyze the strength of the freshmen. There are some other guys who are challenging these guys, saying no, that 2 tenure you have done is okay for you. You go nowhere. We die in this place together. You go nowhere with any 3rd tenure. Well, you're not going to go anywhere. Look, you need to know. You need to go home and rest. It's not your father's. It's not your father's property. They say, oh, you are not the only person in the party. Oh, we can also start something. Oh, I'm a ranking member in the Senate now. When I get there for the 3rd tenure, I'm going to be this. I'm going to be Senate president. I'm going to be that. And they begin to bring one permutation, a very good permutation, of course, because, of course, in the National Assembly, issue of ranking comes to play. Some other persons have said, oh, no, there are some other guys who are first tenor, who had first tenor there. They got principal positions, while other people say, no, if you are on a first tenor, if you are not a ranking member, you cannot get a principal position. All of those we are going to discuss on this show. And so we expect that you call us and tell us what you think about all of it. The number to call is displayed on the screen on the John Mayaki Show. Now, the topic for today is this: 3rd-term senators. 3rd-term senators in do or die battle. The battle is tough. As freshmen, Jostle for senatorial seat. Freshmen, people in Edo South, people in Edo Central, people in Edo North, freshmen, they say, no, we want to struggle this thing with you guys. No, you have accumulated enough money. We want a pie. We want a share in the pie. We want to take our share from the national cake. For me, I don't think it's about a sharing. It's not about sharing. It's about the people. It's about giving the people the best representation. If we have someone who is able to represent us well, and the person is doing well, why not? If he's doing well, why not? Why not? It's not about, it's my turn. I need to share now. I mean, how do you, Nigeria can't go forward with that mentality. This mentality of entitlement. It is my turn. You didn't give to me. I must get. Of course, fair share, what do you call it? Equity, balancing, fairness is very important. It's very important. But again, not on the altar of capacity, on the altar of capability, or on the altar of experience. We'll get to that. And so, aspirants for the PDP are, in Edo South, we have aspirants in the PDP, namely Senator Matthew Urugide, distinguished Senator Matthew Urugide. Today is not a day for telling us what you have done. No, we are not interested in what the next episode is going to be dedicated to what the senators have done to merit them a 3rd tenure. Of course, they are not finding it easy as we speak. Distinguished Senator Matthew Urugide, I hear he has done a lot of things. He is from Oredo local government. Distinguished Senator Matthew Urugide is from Oredo local government. And so, he has a challenger in the person of Honorable Ogbede Iyama. Ogbede Iyama is presently in the House of Rep. He is from Ogwede Yama is from Oredo too. And so people say, Matthew Urhoghide is from Oredo, the governor is from Oredo. Why do you want to have it? Why do you want to have it? So you have a governor in Oredo, you have the minister, I think, in Oredo, you have Ogwede Yama too in Oredo. People are challenging him. So no, you can't. Senator Matthew Urhoghide cannot come from Oredo, and you have Ogwede Yama and people are even saying, now Ogwede Yama, you are in your second tenure, and you are seeking for Senate. People say it's also a third tenure. That look, if you are already a second term member in the House of Rep, and so you want to be the senator, it's as easy as saying you want a third tenure in the House of Rep as you go to Senate. But of course, Senate is higher, but people are saying it's also a third tenure. If you have the gumption, if you have the reason to challenge Urhoghide for not going for a third tenure, you too shouldn't go for a third tenure in the guise of going to Senate, in the guise of contesting for House of Rep the third term. And so you have Matthew Idwekeme, the former majority leader in the State House of Assembly. They call him Major. You know, he is very popular. He was a former member of the NDDC representing those states. Matthew Idwekeme is from Ipobaka local government. He is also a man of the people. That was the guy that was arranged to buy governorship form so that he can upturn the calculation. Then in 2020, yeah, as in someone, the governor arranged him to also buy form in his party. I mean, to play the spoilers role. He's interested to become the senator. And there are indications to say, oh, he's the governor's man, Oh, the governor already promised Urhoghide of a third tenure. I hear the things are not going as planned. Mr. Urhoghide, I'm sorry, I'm not sure I'm able to deliver on my promise to you. Ogwede Yama, he was one person that stepped down for me and he withdrew from the court. He didn't collect money from me. Ogwede Yama contested for governor in the PDP, where Obaseki also got ticket. But Ogwede Yama had to step down on the agreement that you get sub-commissioners, you get this, you go to Senate and all of those. Of course, as we speak, Ogwede is not sure of the governor keeping his promise. We're not going to go into the issue of the governor today. He's our man, so he's our man. He can keep promise. He can decide not to keep promise, depending. There's a dynamic situation. And so we have another person, a very young guy, brilliant. We saw his CV the other day, SCA Owe, his father, former senator. People say, oh, this guy is brilliant. Oh, went to powerful schools, Ivy League, a lot of experience in the private sector. He was former chairman of Inland Revenue in Edo State, and a lot of positions, doing well. He's from Uunde local government. And so you have seen Oredo, presently, you have seen Urhoghide in Oredo, you have seen Ogwede Yama from Oredo, you have seen Matthew Urhoghide from Matthew Idwekeme from Ipobauka, you have seen Siowe is contesting from Uunde local government, you have seen these guys are all in the PDP. These guys are in the PDP. And so in the APC, we have people challenging these guys in the APC. We have in the APC people like Valentine Aswe is called DVD. DVD was a former youth leader in the APC, former youth leader in the APC. It's called DVD. Aswe, that is Valentine Aswe. He's also a very popular guy. He's from Oredo local government area. We have a female in the race in Edo South. We are still in Edo South now. We have analyzed the PDP guys who are in the race. We are analyzing the APC guys who are in the race. We have Honorable Itoha Osahon, former council chairman. Yes, former council chairwoman in Ipobauka local government. She has held series of positions in the past. We have Osaretin Edusonwa, who is also in the race. I think former special advisor under the period of Comrade Adams Oshomole. Very vibrant and articulate guy too. Is contesting in the APC and hoping to get the ticket. So there are these three guys in Edo South. in the APC struggling to get the ticket. You know, we have DVD. People say DVD. You say you have a filling station. You want to contest, whereas you need to check what you're doing in your filling station and all of those. People complain about that, but that is not the issue for today. We want to see how the positions are going to be slugged out. And so it's also learned just now that former deputy governor in Edo State, His Excellency Chief Lucky Emaswe, who is also interested in contesting for the Senate. Lucky Emaswe, don't forget, was yes, former deputy governor. Is interested. Another person who is interested, that is likely to declare very soon, is a senior advocate of Nigeria, Barrister West Idausa. Very powerful guy too. He was in the House of Fred before, and he did his best in the National Assembly. These guys are also nursing senatorial ambitions. Feel free, call us, tell us what you think about all of these guys. The aspirants for the PDP in Edo Central, the present senator is contesting in the PDP. That is Clifford Odia. Distinguished Senator Clifford Odia is contesting in the PDP. He is from Eastern Central. He's from Eastern Central. Then we have architect Mike Onolomeme, former minister, good oratory and all of those. A performer is from Eastern Northeast, is contesting against the present senator. Of course, the governor was also said to have promised Clifford Odia, who supported the governor for a second term, promised him to say, no, don't worry, I will give you opportunity to go for a third tenure. Unfortunately, and in fact, we understand that the guy in Edo North too also had the blessing of the governor to say, look, don't worry, if your party doesn't give it to you, we'll find a way to get you ticket in the PDP. The governor is not able to give the man he promised in the South. He promised Rogide to support him. Rogide supported the governor. He promised the senator in the Central, Clifford Odia, to support him, and that he would get a third tenure. These guys are battling now. The governor is not even able to the governor is also battling. I'm sure these guys now know that it's to your tent, O Israel. And so, my Onolomeme is from Esan Northeast. We have Right Honorable Friday Itula. Itula is contesting. Itula is from Esan Northeast, while those of the APC in Edo Central contesting is the man they call Akpakomiza. Akpakomiza is the man in Edo Central. In the PDP, in the APC, is Monday Okwebolo. Very strong guy too, very much on ground. Was formerly in the PDP when our late leader, Chief Tony Anene, was alive. He was PA to Chief Tony Anene, and very much on ground, and a grassrooter. I understand is one of the major content. He's very much on ground, and he is from Esan. Akpakomiza is from Eastern Central local government area. And the last person in Edo Central is Honorable Silvanus Igbobo. Igbobo is from Igwebe local government area. And so we go to Edo North. If you are there watching us, feel free, call us, tell us what you think about the South, about those contesting in the Central. Why do you think a particular person will win the present senator, and why you think the present senator will have the day? In Edo North, we have the sitting senator, distinguished Senator Francis Alemekina, distinguished senator, very easygoing man. I was formerly in the paymaster in the military, something. He's been there now for the second tenure, and I understand he's seeking a third tenure. A lot of people are rooting for him. He has to go back because he's going to get a good position so that everybody can get something and all of those. And people ask, now that he has done, he's going to do 8 years, what benefit? And people have started counting. He has done this, he has done that. He is from Esako East in Edo North. Now, is a member of the APC. Now, the former governor of Edo State and former national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, His Excellency Comrade Adams Aliyu Shomole, is also in the race. Comrade declared his intention to run about a week ago. He's from Esako West. He's from Esako West. So you have East, West, and then we have another person who is from Central, who is also interested, is in the PDP. And we have the PDP aspirant in the person of Barrister Pascal Ugbome. Pascal Ugbome is called Ominimini. Very jovial, he's a barrister, very lively, and he's also a grassroots. He has been a member of the PDP, he has never come from the PDP, and all of those. So these are the guys presently contesting. Like I said, a lot of guys will join the race as time goes on. We expect a lot of people to join the race, and the more the merrier, of course, the more the merrier. And so, but these are the issues affecting Edo South. The issues affecting Edo South that Oredo local government area has, according to investigation, people say the local government, Oredo, has been monopolizing political offices. People say the minister is from there, the governor is from there, the president senator is from there, the House of Rep man, Ogbediyama, who is seeking to go to Senate, is also from Oredo. No. People say no, that you should have a change. Let it go to another local government area. And so people say they are monopolizing the offices, and there are persons calling for the rejection of what they call exclusionary practice. They call it exclusionary practice, that the positions is exclusive to Oredo local government. That is, we need to know if that is true or not. So call us, tell us what you think about that. This is a district that is historically formed as a union of 3 divisions. That is Edo South. And this includes the Old Oredo Division. Old Oredo Division is made up of Ego local government, is made up of Ipubalka local government and Oredo local government. That is the 3 divisions in Edo South. Now, the old Orionwo, now the Orionwo and Uunde local governments, and we have the old Ovia, now it's known as Ovia Northeast and Ovia Southwest local government. Now they continue to be represented at the highest level of politics by a single extraction of the triumvirate. The triumvirate, that is the 3 of them, effectively denied others a chance at leadership and appropriate political inclusion. People are saying that, look, if we have all of this and the arrangement is that you go so that others can have it, you don't keep this position perpetually with yourself and denying others opportunity to get into such position. There is a better demonstration of this political injustice and aberration of democracy than the fact that the governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, like I told you before, is from Oredo. The minister is from there, and the present senator is from there. So several other positions people have counted from the same Oredo local government area. People are not happy with that, and they are asking that, look, it's time for these guys to give them opportunity to also have a taste. St. Matthew Ogide, in fact, shares the same word in Oredo local government area with the present House of Rep man, that is with Ogbede Iyama. The same word. As in the senator and the House of Rep guy, they are from the same word in Oredo local government. By 2023, that is by next year, the old Oredo extraction would have produced the House of Rep member for a period of 24 years. That is, if you count all of those who have represented Oredo or represented Oredo, you'll be having 24 years. Thus, people are saying this is just one single local government area, and that it doesn't augur well for others. Some have also attributed some of these to population strength, that Oredo is a local government that has a lot of population, and so on that strength, they should continue to represent the people. Of course, that is to their own political advantage. This numerical edge is on the side of Oredo local government, but others are saying no. We need opportunity. Call us and tell us. The lines are displayed on the screen. Tell us what you feel about this issue in Edo South. Although rightly, Oredo, it's a rule of majority, of course. Of course, democracy is all about majority. If Oredo think they are in the majority and they are making use of it, of course, that is what democracy entails. But I think people are saying they need to talk to others so that they can carry others along. It is not a system that neglects inclusion. That is democracy. It's not a system that neglects inclusion. Democracy is all about fair representation, particularly in a diverse and plural constituencies as we have in Edo State, as we have in Nigeria, and that political parties in a democracy are not merely animated by an unconstrained pursuit of power. Unconstrained pursuit of power. You grab it and you don't let it go. And as such, there should be no crude calculation as in continuing having it and just having for having sake because of strength of population. They say, people say rather, the quest for victory, political victory in elections should be balanced against important social concerns, including the stability of the local government, the stability of the senatorial district, the stability of the state, the stability of the country. Don't forget, these are the issues we are facing today in the country: issue of rotation, issue of zoning. Oh, the president has been in the north, the president has been in the south. It has to go to the west, it has to go to the north, it has to go. So these are all issues that engenders peaceful relations. It engenders unity, stability, and the continuous growth of democracy. All of which cannot be attained. All of these cannot be attained if some members of the subgroups are not willing to let go and want to perpetually hold on to power. If they are not given opportunity to so have a taste in leadership and power. Still on Edo South, people say from 1999 up to 2007, people say that Edo South was represented in the Senate by the old Orionwa extraction. So if you have 1999 to 2007, old Orionwa extraction had represented Edo South Senatorial District before power shifted to Old Ovia, where it remained until 2015. Power shifted to Old Ovia, where it remained in 2015, and this trend shows clearly that the present location of power, which is Oredo local government, cannot keep it beyond 2023. You see how it is going around now. If the tradition of zoning must be respected, Oredo should not keep it beyond 2023. That is the argument of those who want to struggle power from distinguished Senator Matthew Urogiri. Like I said, today is not a day of what has he achieved, what has he done for the people. We're analyzing the political scenarios, the political calculations around these positions. Now, it is in the best interest of the region, of the senatorial district, that the political parties insist that, both in APC and PDP, that they insist that this democratic tradition be honored. If you honor it, so that everybody understand, both party, across party, like the PDP wants to zone, PDP doesn't want to zone, at the national level, PDP doesn't want to zone its presidency, it wants to make it open, APC wants to zone to south, so that, see, when you zone, it will be understandable that next time, if it is your turn, every other person will understand, no, let's not contest, let them just contest and let them do what they need to do. If it's coming back, the North will also leave it to say, no, South, please get somebody. Across party lines, that is what is expected, and that is what people want to say. People believe that failure to do this will be risking a lot of upsets in the political system. A lot of political issues will happen, and people even attribute the killing in the system to killings here and there in the south, in the west, in the east, to a lot of political imbalance. People are not happy. A lot of things are happening. I think the political leaders should look at all of these issues and apportion what needs to be. And there are consequences, I think grave consequences, if these things are not determined properly. The political parties are all between the political parties. They need to do something, as in sit down and share and make sure power is rotated evenly. They must act responsibly. Now, the issues in the PDP are that Senator Matthew Rogide was asked to contest governorship sometime in 2019, yeah. That is the 2020 election where Mr. Godwin Obaseki won. And that was before Godwin Obaseki went into the PDP. There was this arrangement that Matthew Rogide should go for governorship. That one said, he does not have the capital, the financial war chest to prosecute, and that he doesn't want to waste his hard-earned money. We understand that Ogbedeyama was approached to contest, but insisted that Rogide should contest instead of him. I think Ogbedeyama later contested that position after some pressure. But he also said that no, that he will not, that his interest was not on he said his interest was not on 2019 election. Later on, he took the risk and he contested. Of course, he later stepped down for Mr. Godwin Obaseki, the present governor. Yeah, he contested and he stepped down. Ogbedeyama, but of course, the governor was brought into PDP, and Ogbedeyama stepped down for the governor. And so during the step down, there was this arrangement that Ogbedeyama will be compensated. That is, Rogide was said to have assured Ogbedeyama of his second tenure as, Ogbedeyama and Rogide, one was going to go for a second tenure, and that he will key into the agreement of supporting Ogbedeyama as his successor. Yes, there was this letter that emanated from Ogbedeyama writing to Senator Matthew Rogide that, look, you promised me to support me to go to the Senate. He wrote him a letter. We're going to discuss that letter, and that Ogbedeyama took it in good faith as a party man and stepped down for the governor. He withdrew his case from the court too and worked tirelessly for Mr. Godwin Obaseki to emerge as the governor at no cost. We understand at no cost. Of course, some other person said no, he collected money, but Ogbedeyama said no, he didn't collect money. What was done, people say what was agreed was that Ogbedeyama was promised senatorial seat, 4 commissioners, 4 special advisors, 4 local government chairmen, and 4 special assistants. Oh my God! Oh, that's quite interesting. I'm not sure if among the commissioners under Obaseki, if anyone came from Ogbedeyama, if Ogbedeyama has any special advisors out of the 4 that was promising. I'm not sure. Of course, local government election. You see what went on, what went wrong. That the governor was in a hurry to conduct local government election so that he can have an opportunity, an edge over the Dan Obi faction, and get some delegates to get the delegates to vote his men so that they can get ticket. Unfortunately, it became a legal issue, and the court has said no, stop. How dare you immediately hurriedly amended the Local Government Election Act and stipulated that 3 weeks election, not just 3 months, 2 weeks, 3 weeks election. The court said no, you can't do that. And so that is still on. And now, none of these promises that was agreed were met. And so Senator Rogide wants a 3rd tenure. So now, what about the promise the governor promised Ogbedeyama? What about the promise Rogide allegedly promised Ogbedeyama to? And so Ogbedeyama is struggling. Of course, he belongs to the Dan Obi clique, the wicked Dan Obi clique, while I'm not too sure where the senator belongs. I think the senator is the governor's man. The senator is the governor's man. So if whatever may be the arrangement in the PDP, wherever it goes, I think Danobi wants to have his way and give the ticket to Ogbede Yama as against Urogide. We'll see. Now, the Beninese must earn their respect in terms of honor by doing what is necessary. Now, let's discuss this letter Ogbede Yama wrote to Urogide, telling him, elder brother. He said, my elder brother, so that he called him. He said, of course, that is good. It's very important. If he's your elder brother, call him that and move on. But this letter reminding him, you promised me you're going to support me for Senate after your second tenure. He wants him to vacate the seat for him, keep to the agreements and all of those, and that he's a younger brother of the elder brother. People are saying, oh, so you want your elder brother to be running helter-skelter because the younger brother is interested in taking the senior brother's seat. People are not quite happy with the letter Ogbede Yama wrote to Urogide. People look at it as a baseless letter, and that he could just walk up to him and ask him, bros, this is what happened though. Why do you have to do a letter and to communicate him with a letter, and not just communicating with a letter, you leaked the letter to the media, and the letter was in the media, and people saw the letter and say, oh no, the guy is only being smart by half and trying to blackmail Urogide and all of that. But that's not true. Urogide, if you have an agreement with Ogbede Yama, please, why not just be a gentleman, and you can do a lot of things. You are a great guy. You can do a lot of things, and you can move on. And so we'll look at Edo Central Senatorial District. Call us if you are there. But don't forget that our APC guys, what factors would play in APC in Edo South? Factors such as the political leadership in Edo South Senatorial District in the APC will determine a lot who gets it. Zoning may also come into play. And the capacity, ability to win election in Edo South will come into play. You have DVD, we have Osahan, that is Itohan, we have Edosawa, Osarete Edosawa. So if you look at the capacity of these guys, you want to see who is that person that can match, for instance, Matthew Dekeme, who is that person that can match, for instance, Senator Matthew Urogide. Who is that person that can match Ogbede Yama? Who is that person that can match who is Owe Roland Owe? That is SC Owe now. So you want to see now. Don't forget the governor is in the PDP. Is the sitting governor in the PDP, and the APC is in the opposition. So the APC will need to do all its best to make sure they get the best person to contest for the senatorial seat in Edo South. Very important, very important. Let us look at Edo Central Senatorial District. We already mentioned the names of the guys contesting in that place. We told you Apakomiza is there. We told you that is in the APC. We told you that who is there now? The senator, the present Senator Clifford Odia is also there. There's this zoning arrangement too. Then we also told you that Itula is also planning to contest. Yeah, Itula, former Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly, is planning to contest. Who there again? There's this Ugbobo. Yeah, Ugbobo is contesting. Some other guys are contesting. So in Esan Central Senatorial District, we have the old Okpebolo region. Then we have the Agbazilo region. Is supposed to take it now. The Agbazilo is supposed to take the position. Now it's rotating between Okpebolo and Agbazilo. Now that is Esan Northeast and Esan Southeast. So it's expected that whoever is contesting from Esan Southeast and Esan Northeast should be positioned to get the Senate because it's rotating from one region to the other. And that there's a gentleman agreement on the rotation. And of course, it was stylishly jettisoned, abandoned when Urugide went all out to contest against Clifford Odia. Don't forget, Ugbesia is from Agbazilo region, while Clifford Odia is from Okpebolo region. So Clifford Odia is doing his second tenure, is having his second tenure in the Senate. It's expected that he should go to Agbazilo in the next dispensation next year. That is 2023. Now, Akpakomiza is said to be favored in the APC, and that he is likely to get the APC ticket. He's the guy who is on ground there as against that is in the APC. How the PDP struggle to get their ticket also depends on the struggle, the power struggle between the governor and that Chief Dan Obi. Now, the issue of Itula struggling with the present senator in the PDP, the issue of the other guys struggling with the present, two of them are struggling with the present senator in the PDP. And so how they get that done depend on how the governor and Dan Obi is able to resolve their issue. Then we need to see how the PDP resolve their issue, like I said. Now, if Clifford Odia in the PDP gets the ticket, if he gets the ticket for a third tenure, it becomes easier, according to analysts, that it will be easier for the APC to defeat him. That is what some other guys are saying. We have tried to contact the PDP guys to tell us, you think the minister, Onolomeme, cannot beat him? You think that is the former minister for works, Mike Onolomeme, is also in the race, Itula is in the race. These guys are likely to beat Odia. If Odia gets it, people say that Akpakomiza, who is Monde Okpebolo, is likely to defeat Odia. So you have Akpakomiza, who is in the APC, and the sitting senator, if Odia gets it, that is, if Odia doesn't get it, can Akpakomiza defeat Itula or the minister? Those are issues that we need to. But people say yes, he can defeat him because some people will work against the third tenure of Clifford Odia. Of course, that is true because people don't want to listen to anything third tenure. So it's not a popular thing. Akpakomiza has lots of goodwill in Eastern land. That is from the news we gather now that look, the present Senator Clifford Odia should forget about third tenure because it doesn't resonate with the people. But that Akpakomiza, who has been in the PDP, in the APC, is more on ground. He has a lot of followers who cut across political divide. The Ubesias from Ubiaja, we prefer to work with Akpakomiza. That is the information that we gather on ground. That don't forget that the Ubesias, the Anenes, and all of those political dynasty, where they support you, you know that you are home and dry. Likewise, some people from Uromi are said to be supporting, a lot of people from Uromi supporting Akpakomiza. Don't forget, Akpakomiza is a powerful name that is in Kano, you have there's this powerful name in Kano that is what Akpakomiza is. It's like a movement. It's like a movement. Coupled with the fact that he is from Okpebolo, Akpakomiza is from that is Owesa, Isan Central, and he looks favored. And Okpebolo from Urumi, Isan Northeast. Bitter contention for the first time between the Urumi and the two Urumi aspirants. Bitter contention among them that, look, I must get it, especially against third tenure in the central. And that it's also believed that Urumi is supposed to have the Senate now. It is believed that Urumi is supposed to have the Senate. How that goes also depends on the fight between Chief Dan Obi and the governor. Now, like I said, call us, share your thought with us, what you think is likely going to happen in Edo Central. Now, when it comes to Edo North. Now, the sitting senator is seeking a revalidation. The sitting senator is seeking a revalidation for third tenure. Now, the problem of third tenure is sweeping across Edo State. among the three senators is certainly not popular. Certainly not popular. Now, since this is not popular, a lot of people are saying no. Besides, Mr. Senator, you have done 2 tenure. What about Onwa? What about Akoko-Edo, which makes the tripod? People say no. Mr. Senator, let us get somebody from Onwa and Akoko-Edo to take over from you. But of course, who is contesting from Onwa? Now, who is contesting from Akoko-Edo? There's nobody. There's nobody. Don't forget that when Adams Oshiomhole, in fact, before now, Akoko-Edo was like an orphan. No, we have not had Senate. We have not had Senate. Esako has had it severally. Onwa had Senator Issa Brimo. I think that was once. And then through the help of the former governor, Adams Oshiomhole, who said no. Akpataso was contesting for Senate. Domingo was contesting for Senate. The secretary to the state government then, Palirase, was also in the senatorial race, and some other guys. Then Palirase was secretary to state government. The governor said, okay, now in his own time, he wants to see that there's fairness, there's equity, and all of those. He said, look, I want Akoko-Edo to get the Senate. Now, as a governor who loves his people, he would have insisted, no, as governor, I want my people to continue to remain in the Senate. He said, no, my people, look, you guys should wait. I'm already governor. Let us get one of these local governments who have not been favored to get it. And that was how it was zoned to Akoko-Edo under Comrade Adams Oshiomhole as governor. And of course, in Akoko-Edo, we needed to get one person out of all of them jostling for it, Akpatasin and Senator Domingo Obende. So the governor called the Pali Irase, who was secretary to state government, to say, look, you calm down, remain in office, or contest for House of Rep. Let us support you for House of Rep. The guy agreed. He contested for House of Rep. Now it's left for Akoko-Edo. Both of you in Akoko-Edo, go and settle yourself. You come back and tell us what you think among both of you. Now, he came back to say, Mr. Akpatasin, you needed to step down. Domingo is your elder brother. You step down for him. Let him go to Senate. So that from there, he can get a second tenure, and Akoko-Edo will be like, yeah, being carried along. Akpatasin, of course, a unionist, he agreed. Very popular guy, he agreed, and he stepped down to go to House of Rep. Now, Domingo got the Senate, and that was the effort of Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. We appreciate him for that. Without that, I'm not sure Akoko-Edo would have had the opportunity to get the Senate. Today, Akoko-Edo people are saying, we want to support the same man who gave us an opportunity to clinch the Senate. People are saying, oh, of course, Adams Oshiomhole, the former governor, is in the race now to say, look, I want to go to Senate. I want to see what I can do to also help my people. People are not happy with 10 of a thing. If that is the case, nobody is contesting from Akoko-Edo. Nobody is contesting from Onwa. Look, the two Onwa, of course, Onwa West and Onwa East. Nobody is contesting from there. Mr. Adams Oshiomhole is contesting for the position. Now, don't forget that in the PDP, you have Pascal Ubome, alias Ominimini. He's also in the race. He's in the PDP. That is a Danobis man. And so we want to see how the strength of the party in the 3 senatorial districts will play out, namely in Edo North. Don't forget the big names there. Look, there are some names that ordinarily will win election, but not all the time. Not all the time. A lot of things are changing. So, how this local government will vote? Look, Esako vote counts a lot. You have 3 local government area in Esako. We have 2 local government area in Onwa West and Onwa East. We have 1 local government in Akoko-Edo. So all of these will determine who gets what when it comes to Senate, between Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, between the sitting senator, and Pascal Ubome alias Ominimini. Now, the third issue should be the issue of the issue that affects is now the issue of your campaign issues, campaign promises, what you have done, what you have not done, how this guy will do better. Don't forget, when it comes to campaign, Adams Oshiomhole looks like a very rugged, not looks like, You say certified rugged campaigner. Especially if he's campaigning for you, it seems you have won the election, let alone campaigning for himself. So lot of all of this will shape who gets what in Edo North Senatorial District. Don't forget to ability to give, ability to pick your calls, ability to open your door, ability to for people to assess you, ability to care for people. Who is that willing person who is on ground? Who is on ground in Edo North, in Edo South, in Edo South? Who is that politician that is easily accessible? Who is that politician that has been carrying the people along? All of this will shape who gets what. Now, in our next edition, we'll be telling you what these people are bringing to the table. What is the senator, the present senator, what is he bringing to the table? We'll be telling you the former senator, the present senator, what is he, the new person, the freshman, trying to grab the position. What are they also going to bring to the table in our next episode? And so we want to appreciate you for joining us on this show. As we come to the end of this show, we want to tell you it's a political season. We have to be careful. Everywhere is insecurities everywhere. You need to be safe. You need to take care of yourself. Don't be a tool in the hands of politicians. Don't be used. But let me tell you something. Now, everybody is busy supporting here and there, here and there. After the election, you can't trust politicians. Don't forget. You need to be smart. You need to be calculated. Don't let anybody use you for any dirty deal. No. Nobody should be. Look, do things because you are convinced you want to do them, not because you have been given a token to do anything. Look, whatever money you collect today, you finish spending it. It's not more than 1 or 2 days, 1 week, you finish spending it. And the man you sold your conscience for will be in the Senate, will be in the House of Rep, enjoying himself. And he doesn't even remember you. After the election, you call him, he doesn't pick his call. So, be sure you are safe and that nobody uses you. Don't be a tool in the hands of politicians. Thank you. Bye for now.